Oh, hi guys. Hey, I wanted to jump on real quick. I just made a post about body weight versus machines, equipment, and gyms, and I wanted to jump on and chat with you guys and explain a little bit more while I'm live. That way I can take questions and answers from you guys. So thanks for joining me. Hey, for those of you that don't know me, I'm Natalie Jill. I'm a licensed master sports nutritionist and I'm a functional fitness trainer. And what I do is I kill fat for a living. So not just the fat on our bodies, although I definitely can help you with that, but what I actually work on killing with that fat, which stands for, it's FAT, which stands for false assumed truths. I help attack and kill those, especially those false assumed truths that are associated with aging. It's so common, especially with women in their 40s and 50s. I speak from a place of being 47 years old, and I hear this all the time. So thanks for jumping on and joining me. I want to just jump right into this topic about body weight. And I just made a post, so after the slide, you can feel free to go and look at the post I just made about body weight to explain a little bit even more. But let me give you a little background on this. So I began my journey with looking at body weight exercises about 11 years ago. And it was right after I had my daughter. And I was at the time, 11 years ago, I was overweight. I was a newly single mom. I didn't have any money. I was struggling financially. I was in a rock bottom place. Many of you that know what was going on in 2008, 2009, the stock market had crashed, the real estate market had crashed. I found myself in a situation that a lot of other Americans were in. And I was struggling personally with finances. I was going through a divorce. And I had this excess weight and I had this story that I didn't have time to work out, that I didn't have equipment, that I didn't have the know-how, I couldn't go to a gym. I had all kinds of stories going on. So when I decided to make a change with my body, there was 3 things that came into place. And I'm gonna tap on all of those, but they really involve changing your state, which is your mindset, learning to plan your plate in a different way, but then also adding in that weight component. And I really thought at the time that weights had to be done in the gym and had to be heavy equipment. You know, everything I read online was heavy equipment, machines, classes, gym. And I decided I was going to challenge myself to work out at home at the time. So everything I started doing to change my body was with my own body weight, And it really surprised me at how not only fun it was, but how easy it was and how I could do it anywhere, at any moment, anytime. I didn't need equipment and it was great. And typically it wouldn't cause pain. I mean, it would get you, your muscles sore, but it didn't cause aches and pains that aren't so good. And what I learned later as I progressed through this is that if you think about being on a machine, so let's say you're on a machine doing a weight workout, you're basically isolating every other part and just to focus on that one muscle for that machine, right? So it makes sense, like you focus on a muscle and you're helping to grow that and define it. However, when you do that and you're isolating and locking down other areas, we start not moving as functionally. So we're not using all of our body parts to help move. And in real life, if you think about it, that's not really what we do. So when you're grocery shopping, for instance, you're carrying various bags, or when you're traveling and you've got your suitcases, or you're just moving around, you don't isolate and just move your legs or just move your hands. You're using your whole body. So I really became fascinated with this idea of body weight moves for a number of reasons. Mainly, you could do it anywhere. 2, it was super fun, and it didn't lock things down, so you could do things functionally, and you also could really challenge yourself with getting better and progressing. So what it did really was take away every excuse. So, and many of you know, let me know if you've got these excuses, that those are common excuses. I don't have time, I don't have the space, I don't have a gym membership, I'm intimidated by the equipment. So really that just takes away all of the excuses to start. So the next question that comes up is, can body weight exercises change your body? And absolutely they can. And I'll tell you, I changed and defined my entire body from just doing body weight exercises. That is what I did at the time. Now that doesn't mean I don't use weights or equipment now. I add those in sometimes to change it up, but that is still a primary go-to, and you absolutely can change your whole body doing that. So I share that because I don't want that to be an excuse as to why you don't start working out or why you don't start taking action, because you absolutely can use your body weight and start to make changes. It's really key. And if you have any doubts about, like, well, how is that intense or how would it change your body? I would challenge you, go hold a plank for 5 minutes. See if you could do that. It's challenging, right? If you were to hold a plank every day for 5 minutes, you better believe you're gonna shape your core, you're gonna shape your arms, you're gonna change things. I can give you chin-ups as another example. Chin-ups are a body weight exercise. Yes, you can use a bar, but you're using your own body weight to change. So if you think body weight's not hard, think about doing chin-ups. Could you do those for a minute? Could you do 10 of them? Could you do 15? Could you even work towards 1? That's intensity, and that changes your body. So I share that because I'm not against weights and equipment. I'm certainly not against gyms, but I wanted to share that you can absolutely do body weight things to get you started. So wanted to share that out with you. And many of you know, or you don't know, you can literally find so many body weight exercises from me on my YouTube, just by searching Natalie Jill online anywhere between Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. I've got thousands of body weight exercises, and in my DVDs, I've got 5 DVDs out. They all have body weight exercises. So that's my stance on that, and I hope that helps you guys. I do want to point out, though, this is really important, that exercise is only one part of what is required for transformation. So when I talk about physical transformation, exercise only taps into one part. There's 3 parts that are absolutely necessary, and I call those the transformation triangle. So there's 3 parts. The first part is changing your state. So mindset. You have to change your mindset and change it first and decide it's possible. Start recognizing other false assumed truths that are coming up. Start declaring it, start creating a vision for what you want. I could go on and on about that. But number 1, first thing is changing your state. And I would tell you that with transformation with anything, not just your physical body. You want to make more income, you want a new job, you want a better relationship. Anything you decide there requires changing your state. It's absolutely critical. It is the most important part. The second most important part is dialing in your nutrition. When we talk about physically, you have to dial in your nutrition. And what that looks like in a nutshell is unprocessing your diet. So eating primarily unprocessed natural foods, things that once grew, vegetables, fruits, nuts, seeds, lean proteins. But changing your diet, changing your plate, planning your plate is really that second component. Now, I would go as far as to say that's not just about image. That's also necessary for up-leveling your life in a lot of areas. If you want to level up your life, you get to change your diet and focus on unprocessed foods. Because when you add foods in that cause inflammation, not only do you get the inflammation in your body, which can create more pain, but you lose focus, you get foggy headed, you've got cravings, your hormones get screwed up, you get all kinds of things that interfere not just with fat loss and weight gain, but they also interfere with productivity and creativity and ideas. If you're in pain and you're foggy headed, how productive do you think you're going to be at your business? If you're in pain and foggy headed and tired or whatever it is, how productive do you think you'll be at starting your own business or looking to create another relationship? It's critical to do that. And then the third component is what I spoke into at the beginning of this, and that is loving your weight. And loving your weight has different components. One is getting away from the excuses and starting to move your body, whether that's the body weight exercises, whether it's your intense gym workout, or it's just moving and walking. As I talk to you right now, I'm standing. I have a stand-up desk, so I'm usually standing when I work. I'm not a sitter, so moving, standing, how much can you move your weight so you start to love your weight? Really, really critical. So I hope that you found that helpful. Please ask me any questions you have about any of this. I also want to share that, I spoke into the mindset component, and I've been going a lot deeper with that because the more I focus on fat loss, the more I've been in the space, the more I have learned and come to fully believe that that mindset piece, changing your state, is everything. In fact, the reason I started my podcast called Leveling Up, Creating Everything from Nothing, the whole reason I started that was because I saw how important the mindset is. And I don't do any interviews on there about fitness and nutrition. That is not what I tap into. What I do on there is I interview people on how they've overcome massive hardships in their life, whether it's with their weight, with their finances, with whatever their rock bottom spot was. How did they overcome that and shift? And I'll tell you, the overall theme is amazing because it always comes down to mindset. And the tips that everyone shares on that podcast totally align similarly. It's really crazy. Like, they all have very similar things that they say. So definitely something to tap into. I also want to share, and I've been sharing this a lot on my lives recently, that part of my big focus for 2019 is going really deep with small groups, because I want to actually be there with you, be there in front of you, helping to break you through what's holding you back from your goals, whether it's weight loss, finances, relationships, whatever it is, but going really deep in there. And basically you get locked in a house pretty much with me for 3 days. So you're here with me and my husband, Brooks. We love coaching into this, and you're here with a small group of women, and we go deep into figuring out what's holding you back, what your block is, helping you create your vision and your goals and what you can create in 2019. And it's not just like giving you a plan, it's shifting you into that plan so it happens. Like without a doubt, it 100% happens. And when you do these exercises, and then we couple that with a really awesome experience that weekend where we're working out together, we're eating healthy, we're going deep, you're bonding with other women that are similar in age to you, going through similar things, and you leave breakthrough weekends. These are my breakthrough weekends, completely feeling like a new person, and it carries on to the year. And if you've been watching some of my other lives, I've showed a lot of pictures of women that went through my last breakthroughs with me and how much they changed everything in their lives, not just their body, which was amazing, but also how they changed their finances, how they changed their careers, how they started a business. So it's super impactful. So I'm doing those again. I have 2 lined up. One's coming up in February. Another one is coming up in April. I've only got 10 spots available for each, only 10 spots available for each. And we have now 64 applications, I believe, and we've already filled 6 of the spots. So we're being selective who we're going through and picking. This is not free, you guys. I just want to be clear, it's not free. I have lots of free things. I have lots of inexpensive things. This is not one of them. This one is a big investment in yourself, because we're investing in you a lot of time, not just that weekend, but we do 3 months of coaching with you where we go deep. So it's an investment. So I want to really be clear about that. I'm on Facebook here and Instagram, but I'm typing in the link on Facebook. If you're at all interested in applying, it's nataliejillfitness.com/apply. So nataliejillfitness.com/apply. It's free to apply, of course. You'll answer a bunch of questions on there. Look at the price, look at the dates, because if you're not really ready to invest in yourself or commit, don't fill out the application. But if you're really ready to be considered and talk with us, look at the dates. If you're available, if you understand the price and you're ready to learn to invest in yourself and knowing that we're going to help you up-level your life, fill out the application. We would love to talk to you. We'd love to talk to you. So I hope you'll apply if you're interested. Let me see. I'm going to go ahead and answer a few questions here. Let's see. First question is who's Breakthrough for? Breakthrough Weekend is for women specifically. Men, I love you, but this one's for women specifically. And ideally, you are in the age range of your 40s or 50s. You're in your 40s or 50s. That does not mean you can't come if you're in your 30s. It doesn't mean you can't come in your 60s. However, I'm pairing together women going through similar situations, and because I'm 47, I'm really talking to women in their 40s and 50s. So that's right there. And then know that these breakthrough weekends are in San Diego. So if you wouldn't be able to get to San Diego or you're not willing to come here, it's not for you either on that one. Let's see. What's your take on dairy for women? Hey, Gina. Okay, so Gina, I'm not against dairy as a whole. I don't love it, though. I do not love it. It does, I find, cause inflammation in a lot of people. Now, I personally have an autoimmune disease. So for me, gluten, grains, and dairy have pretty much come out of my diet because I do get flare-ups when I have those. I also find with aging and hormone shifts, a lot of women do better without dairy. My new book that hits stores in May is completely dairy and grain free. I do have other plans that have dairy and grains on them. If it's working for you, awesome, keep at it. I don't recommend it as a whole. In fact, a lot of women I work with, if they're dealing with a lot of pain or fibromyalgia or autoimmune or injuries, when I take those things out of their diet, that shifts a lot. They're less foggy headed, they have less inflammation. So not fully against, but I'm not a fan of it. So I hope that answers your question. Let's see. How do I stay energized during the day? Hey, that's my friend asking that question. It's because you're my friend and you're in my life, Natalia. That's why. How do I stay energized throughout the day? It's a mindset choice, you guys. It's a mindset choice. Like, I literally wake up every day and I choose what I want to focus on and create for the day. And when I have passion and purpose, then it's amazing how energy comes up. Usually when you say you're tired or you don't have energy, it correlates to not having passion or purpose in life. Because if you're not into something, then you're going to feel tired and lethargic. Let's see, Brenda, what is the name of the podcast? It's called Leveling Up. I'll type it right here, Leveling Up creating everything from nothing. And if you just put leveling up in Natalie Jill in iTunes, you'll find it. Leveling up, creating everything from nothing. And yeah, definitely subscribe to that, you guys. It's totally free and you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. Let's see, let's take a few more questions here. Look, Trilla, I'm talking to you, amazing. Let's see, answered that. How much will there be in the small groups? 10 women max, 10 women max. I don't do it with more than 10 women. I've done small groups with 16 women. I've done them with 6. 10 is my number that I like. However, if I don't have 10 of the right match, it might be 4 of you. So you might have a personal, basically small group. I'm really critical about who we select. I don't want anyone in the group that's not going to help lift up the rest of the group. So Brooks and I go through the applications. We call you on the phone if we think you're a right match, talk it through, and the groups will not have more than 10 women in them at all for those. Let's see, a few more questions here. Make sure I'm not missing anything here. Hi, Rocky. Okay, let's see. She says, oh my God, I'm so glad you went live. You're welcome. How do I account for period weight gain? Yeah, awesome. Good question. So I had lost 5 pounds in week of Jumpstart. Amazing. Yes. Okay, so you guys, period weight gain or hormonal shift weight gain typically is not just, it's not fat. It's not fat. It's usually excess water and inflammation. So a lot of times we feel like we've gained all this weight during our periods or during hormonal shifts, but it's a water weight gain. So first and foremost, don't get on the scale around that time. Don't even do it. Also notice you usually have additional cravings around that time. Your body's asking for that. It needs that extra food right then. So I'm gonna say, listen a little bit to your cravings. Like, don't say, I can't have this. Then you start obsessing over it. But notice most of that is water weight, and it sounds counterintuitive, but by drinking more water, your body is less likely to hold on to water. So making sure you're staying hydrated, you're drinking more water will make it so you're not holding on to so much water. That's one. And 2, looking at your salt intake during that. Now, if you're eating an unprocessed natural food diet, your sodium intake is gonna be naturally low because I'm not talking about adding like rock salt or small amounts. Where we get the heavy salt issues is a lot of the processed, like potato chips and crackers and cookies and muffins and stuff like that. If you're eating an unprocessed natural food diet, you shouldn't have that. So if you're following Jumpstart, like you said, you'll be fine. You shouldn't necessarily gain that then, because that is an unprocessed natural food diet. Let's see. I have a really weird routine. I work from 1 p.m. to 3 a.m., so I don't get much time to exercise. Hi, Ankita. So hopefully you listened to the beginning of this, but if not, it will live on here for a little while. But Ankita, if you do those body weight things, that's basically why I designed it. You could do them anywhere. I mean, like, you could break it up and do like 5 minutes 3 times a day, and you can totally change your body from that. So it's not about going all in and creating a space for an hour to work out. These little movements throughout the day could totally change your body. So that's how you would handle that. Let's see. I'm having a hard time working out at home, not motivated. I get that, health coach Sarah. I totally get it. You got to do what works for you. So for me, I vary it up. I work out at home a lot. Sometimes I go to the gym, I change it up. But what I wanted to share is if you are not doing workouts at all and your reason is I don't have money, I don't have time, I don't have a gym, I don't have childcare, I don't have whatever, then I would say I'm taking away the excuse by saying do it at home with body weight. But you do what you feel motivated and excited about, for sure. Let's see, a few more questions. Let's see. What's your take on, whoops, can't answer that. Katie, thank you. She loves my podcast. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, Ankita, I'm losing my confidence with increased weight. I totally get that, and that's the reason to address it. That is definitely the reason to address it, so you get that confidence back. That's actually the #1 reason you all, people say they want to lose weight. They want to lose weight because whatever, but really usually what it boils down to is getting your confidence back. Because when you have your confidence, you feel like you can conquer the world, right? You can conquer the world. All right, all. So just to kind of recap, if you're jumping on now, make sure you watch from the beginning so you can hear me talk specifically about body weight and why I do that and why I suggest that. I posted earlier a little workout I did this morning with body weight, so you can take a look at that. And then to apply for one of the spots at my breakthrough weekend, remember I only have 20 spots total for the year. So if you fit that, if you're a woman between 50 and 60, like in your 40s or 50s, and you are feeling like it's too late, like you've lost your way, you're out of shape, you don't know your vision or your purpose, if that is you, and you want to start aging in reverse and seriously leveling up, then commit to this and apply. Please apply. We'll talk to you. I'm trying to get actually, I'm not trying. I will be getting a powerhouse group of women ready to shift and do this. And I'd love to have you be considered for part of this. So apply. All you do is go to nataliejillfitness.com/apply, and we'll see those applications come through. Love you guys. I will talk to you later. Have a great day.